Ms. Latners, what is the date for this CAD report?
February 23rd, 2019.
And what did this call come in as?
Came in shots fired.
What was the call type and description when the call was complete?
Person shot.
What was the location for this person shot call on February 23rd, 2019?
50 Mount Zion Road, Southwest, Brandywine Townhouses, Atlanta.
In what zone is that, Ms. Latners?
Zone 3.
Now, what time was this CAD report a officer generated or 911 call?
911 calls.
What time was that call received by APD dispatch?
Call went up to dispatch at 04:37 a.m. hours.
Were officers dispatched at 04:37?
Yes.
Was the call received at 04:36:40?
The call came into 911 at 04:35. 911 sent it over to Zone 3, dispatched at 04:36.
And Ms. Latners, what time were those officers that were dispatched arrive on scene?
It shows 04:42 a.m. hours.
Now, Ms. Latners, I wanted to draw your attention on, you see on page 2 of this CAD report,
Yes.
at the bottom you have unit ID 1394 and it has a code of a LC. Do you see that, Ms. Latners?
At the bottom of page 2,
Yes, ma'am.
1394 is the sergeant for that zone.
And what does that LC indicate?
Location change.
And what is, can you explain to the jury what that time and what that time is and what it reads afterwards?
Unit 1394 advised at 6:10 a.m. hours he arrived at Grady Hospital.
Now, Ms. Latners, if you turn to page 3, do you see the CAD narrative?
Yes.
Can you describe for the jury what that first entry is at 4:35:54 a.m.?
The person advised the 911 call take a shots fired in that area at 50 Mount Zion Road.
And Ms. Latners, if you look 2 lines down at 4:36:40 a.m., what is the remarks indicate following that?
Call advised he heard 10 shots in the area.
Does it say 10 plus shots, Ms. Latners?
Plus shots in the area.
And if you look further down at 4:38 a.m., what does that CAD narrative remark indicate?
Well, it shows the call came from a T-Mobile. Then it says address at 2835 Old Hateville Road, Southwest, and they gave a phone number out, the person who called. It's a duplicate call.
And what is that last line at 4:38 a.m.?
It looked like second rounds of I heard from the hills of the apartments. Did not see anything.
And Ms. Latners, if you turn to page 4, do you see at 4:39 a.m. it starts with male caller?
Yes.
What does that remark section in this CAD narrative indicate for the jury?
Another caller called in, advised male caller David requested to speak with officer at apartment Y Yankee 5. He gave out his phone number.
And beneath that, where it starts at 4:47 a.m., what does that indicate? It starts with unit.
Advised a unit told his dispatcher, advised male inside a blue Charger in passenger side, possible 50 was shot to the head.
So that's possible signal 50 to the head?
Yes.
And is there a related CAD indicated beneath that at 4:48:56 a.m.?
He advised this incident is related to CAD number 190540456.
And Ms. Latners, if you look a couple lines beneath that at 4:54 a.m., that starts with BLU. Do you see that, Ms. Latners?
Yes.
What does that indicate for the jury?
The officer advised the dispatcher Blue Dodge charge, gave out the tag number, temporary tag number 245-40289, which is a paper tag.
And Ms. Latners, what is immediately beneath that 1 minute later at 4:55 a.m.?
He advised his dispatcher possible vehicle, possible code 19, which is a stolen vehicle out of Cobb County.
And Ms. Latners, at 5:07 a.m., do you see the CAD remark that starts with unit ADV?
Unit advised shell cases near building X-ray.
And Ms. Latners, what at the very bottom, or a couple lines from the bottom at 6:10 a.m., it has unit advise. Do you see that?
Yes, unit advised the victim is 48, which means a person is dead at 06:09 a.m. hours.
Now, Ms. Latners, is some of the 911 recordings that are on that disc pertain to this CAD report ending in 454 from February 23rd, 2019?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Atlanta 911 operator 7198. What is the address of the emergency?
I live in an apartment called, they used to call it the Wood, but they call it the Crystals now. And the address is at 50 Mount Zion Road, Southwest. Someone out here shooting, about 10 shots.
Okay, do you want to speak with an officer?
Yes, ma'am.
You do?
No, ma'am. Can you have someone just come out here?
Okay, we will. Thank you.
Hmm?
We will. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ms. Your Honor, the state is going to publish 1 November Bravo at this time.
Thank you.
Atlanta 911 operator 7357. What's the address to the emergency? This is Atlanta. This is 911. What is the address to your emergency?
The address is on 50 Mount Zion Road, Southwest. Apartment Y5.
Apartment 15?
Y5.
Y5. Do you need fire, police, or ambulance?
Police.
What is your name?
David Goodman.
David, what's your phone number?
Your Honor, I'm just briefly muting the phone number.
That's fine.
Is there a gate code, sir?
No gate code.
No gate code. Okay. All right. Let's see. And what's the name of the apartment, sir?
Crystal Apartments.
You said Crystal Apartments?
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on out there, sir?
I just heard a bunch of shooting. I'm not sure if it was aimed at my apartment, but it sounded like it was aimed over here at our apartment.
Okay.
I just want to make sure.
Did you call already, sir? Because it's showing that we did get calls in reference to this.
No, this is my first time calling.
Okay, yes, sir. We did get a call about, do you want to speak to the police when they come out?
Yeah.
Okay. And let me confirm, you said you are in Y5, correct?
Yes.
All right, we'll get help out to you, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Ms. Knight. And Your Honor, the state's going to publish 1 November Delta.
All right.
Ms. Latners, is 1 November Delta the CAD report that was related to the first CAD report we discussed with the jury?
Yes.
And what are the last three on this incident number for this CAD?
0456.
Did this come before or after the first CAD report we discussed?
After.
What is the location for this CAD?
It's advised Oak Drive and Pendleton Circus Southwest.
And what was the call type and description?
Shot fired.
Is it the same zone?
Yes.
And was this a 911 call or officer generated?
911 call.
What time did this 911 call come in?
0436 a.m. hours.
And what time did officers arrive?
0457 a.m. hours.
Ms. Latners, turning to page 2, do you see the CAD narrative remarks?
He advised multiple shots fired in the area, no further.
And then is that last line at 4:48:56 a.m. reference the first CAD we discussed?
Yes.
And Ms. Latners, at the very top or near the top on the front page, what is the disposition for this CAD report?
Code 12.
Is that an investigation?
Yes, it is.
Was there also a 911 call that corresponded with this CAD report, Ms. Latners?
Yes.
Your Honor, this time the state is going to publish 1 November echo at this time.
All right.
Atlanta 911, I'm 37087. What is the address?
I believe this is
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can barely hear you, ma'am. It sounds like you're whispering.
Yeah, because it just woke me up. There's a shooting going on in my neighborhood, and it sounds like it's coming from Oak Drive.
Oak Drive and what other cross street?
Pennington, Old Hateville.
All right, how many shots did you hear?
It was a round, and then it sounded like it was another gun that was weaker than the first round, that about five, seven shots, and then there was a second gun that was going off, and that was about 3 or 4.
Okay, did you hear anything else besides the shots being fired? Any vehicles speeding away, anyone yelling?
Just the shots.
Okay, we'll get someone out there to check the area.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Stop at 1 minute and 21 seconds. No further questions from the state, Ms. Latners. Thank you.
Any defense questioning?
Good afternoon, Ms. Latners. I'm Attorney Dee Williams. I'm going to be very brief because I know you want to go.
Yes.
So looking at the CAD report, do officers have access to the contact information of 911 callers?
Say that again.
Looking at the CAD reports, do officers have access to the contact of the 911 callers?
Most of the time, officer want to talk to the caller. He would ask his dispatch to call the caller back.
And do all the 911 calls go over the radio or just to dispatch?
The 911 calls goes to dispatch. Dispatch the officer out.
Okay.
2 different sections.
2 different ones? Okay. Thank you. And then upon the request from the DA's office, your office turned over all the records regarding this incident?
Yes.
And all calls that require an officer on scene, are they entered into a CAD report?
Say that again.
all calls that require, I guess, are dispatched to a scene, are they entered into a CAD report?
The 911 call creates the CAD report for calls that come through 911. If an officer pulled out on a call, their dispatcher will create a CAD report for them.
Thank you, Ms. Latners.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Go ahead.
Oh, help me.
All right, let's not comment on the various attorneys.
Hello. How long do 911 calls preserve?
Well, since Atlanta take over 1 million calls a year, our system can only hold so much, so the system purge out the 911 calls itself. We don't purge it out. The system does that.
How long does it, when you say purge, you're saying call on January 1, 2015, let's say, January 11th, 12:04 a.m. January 11th, 2015, 12:04 a.m. How long will that call last?
We should hold the call. 911 should hold the audio for at least 3 to 4 years.
3 or 4 years?
Years.
So in my January 11th, 12:04 a.m.
What year?
2015,
We will not have.
we're going up to approximately 2019,
We'll have 2019.
and then it's gone.
2015, we don't even have that system anymore.
Thank you. Your Honor, thank you.
Anybody else? All right, any redirect?
Your Honor, one question. Ms. Latners, would CAD reports and 911 audios, are they subject to FOIA request?
Are they subject to what?
To Freedom of Information Act request?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All righty, any recross?
Do you know whether Mr. Jeffrey Williams was arrested on May 9th, 2022 in this case?
I can't answer that.
Do you know whether May 9th, 2022 is after January 11th, 2019?
I can't answer that.
Yes, you can. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you are excused.
I can leave.
You can leave. No idea whether they'll have you back again or not, but call your next witness.